So Bernie Sanders just roasted Ron Johnson, a Republican senator for Wisconsin, for delaying the COVID stimulus bill by making the Senate parliamentarian read the whole thing.
Section 2013, modification of revenue requirements for proprietary institutions of higher education. Part 2, miscellaneous. Section 2021, National Endowment of the Arts. Section 2022, National Endowment for the Humanities. Section 2023, Institute of Museum and Library Services. Subtitle B, Labor Matters. Section 2101, Funding for Department of Labor, Worker Protection Activities. Subtitle C, Human Services and Community Supports.
And so what you just saw there was the start of that process. Now, as C-SPAN notes there, as they're noting, this is going to take hours. That started hours ago. They're still reading it right now. You could probably find a live stream of them reading it. It's a bill that's hundreds and hundreds of pages long. I think it's 600 plus pages long. And Ron Johnson made them read out the whole bill. Every single word, delaying it for hours. Bernie Sanders took to Twitter to rip him. He said here, in the midst of the worst economic, healthcare, and educational crises in modern history of our country, when we need to respond with urgency, the Republicans are now wasting 5 hours on the Senate floor by forcing the reading of the 628-page American Rescue Plan. This shows the contempt the Republicans have for the needs of working-class Americans. And then when he was on the floor, somebody captured this. One of the reporters said, "Good thing we have time during a national emergency to do this." So Bernie's throwing a bit of shade, but he's 100% right here. Ron Johnson is wasting valuable time. These are not good faith amendments. Like, Bernie wants to make a good faith amendment to ensure the $15 an hour minimum wage stays in there. That's worth it, because if that gets done, it'll help a lot of people. When you think of the give and take of sacrifice, that's a worthy one. But Johnson's proposing no amendment. Johnson's not trying to improve the bill in any way, shape, or form. You know he's going to vote no. You know that he doesn't need to have this done. He's simply doing it to be an a-hole. Like, that's it. He's doing it to be a jerk. He's doing it to be a giant whiny baby because he knows the Democrats will get 50 votes and they're going to pass a bill that, gasp, actually helps people. It's not a perfect bill, but it's a decent bill and it has massive public support, including from Republicans. And so Ron Johnson is just doing this because he's an ideological, awful, evil man, a monstrous man to do this. And this isn't hypothetical. This is not hypothetical. There's basically an estimate done that Ron Johnson's stunt here, his right-wing stunt here, is going to cost 1,400 lives. 1,400. The time this took to read the bill, 1,400 people will pass from COVID. 1,400. And so when you talk about the real human cost here, he's delaying essential aid that may have saved 1,500 lives. Because when this bill ultimately passes, and it will, it'll be 5 hours later than it normally would have been. And so Ron Johnson should go to those 1,400 people's families and friends and neighbors and colleagues and people at their churches and synagogues and mosques and community centers and say to them, my stunt took your loved one. You're welcome. Because that's what Ron Johnson is trying to do here. Bernie Sanders is right to call him out, and he must be punished. Ron Johnson has to be punished here. And there's one way to do it. There's one way to do it. In 2022, he's up for re-election in Wisconsin. Wisconsin is not a red state. It is not the sort of state that should be sending this crazy of a Republican to the Senate. So to anybody here from Wisconsin, or to anybody listening to this from Wisconsin, share this with your friends and family. Say to them, this man cannot represent you any longer. They need to elect a Democrat to represent this state so that they won't pull stunts that cost 1,400 lives. And just for the measure, before we go, leave a comment saying go to hell, Ron Johnson, and you'll make my day too.